There are many diseases that can be labeled chronic or non-communicable. For the purposes of global focus at this time, we are dealing with 4. There are the cardiovascular diseases, heart disease and stroke. There is diabetes, there is chronic respiratory disease, and there is cancer. Those are the 4. They are becoming more prevalent at this time because of our changes in lifestyles, because of the changing environmental conditions. They are killing more people at an earlier age. Countries are spending and will have to be spending considerably more of their budget to deal with these problems. The tendency has been to think of them as diseases of older persons in developed countries. Myth, not true. They are diseases that affect the young, increasingly at a younger age, and they're diseases of all countries.
Well, roughly 1 in 3 children are overweight or obese in the UK, and that's mainly due to our obesogenic environment where portion sizes are bigger, high energy dense foods are more readily available, and we're just not doing as much physical activity as we used to.
A year ago I used to be all bloated. I felt like just sitting around and doing nothing the rest of my life. My name is Karim Durisi. I'm 12 years old. I live in Wembley, London. In school, I used to sit in the back so no one can notice me. In football, I always used to be the last one getting picked. I felt ashamed. It made me feel bad. It made me feel like I'm the only person in the world. I usually take bus home, and when I get off, I usually go through fast food shops like KFC, Sam's, McDonald's. They're all over the place, and after school, it's usually half price, buy one, get one free. They target young people. Yeah, they have like mascots that go to you. They're usually standing outside. They say, come, we have the best food. It's low in calories, even though it's a lie. It's hard to resist is because, you know, everyone likes junk food is because it's sweet, it's unhealthy. At the end of the day, you're just gaining weight for yourself. If I would carry on putting weight, I would have been in hospital, get diabetes.
Well, MEND offers evidence-based programs, so MEND 7 to 13 program has shown to reduce body mass index in children as well as their waist circumference and increase their fitness levels and self-esteem.
The MEND course was excellent because I've been losing lots of weight for it. I know what's a balanced diet. I've been doing lots more exercise, going to the park, jumping on the trampoline, just do anything I can to just not be bored and lose weight at the same time. I feel proud of myself. I feel like, wow, I've done something.
The genesis of many of these diseases takes place very early on. We know now that when you are born, there's often a predilection or predisposition to have these diseases, and that predisposition is affected by the external factors. The possibility of influencing behavior is very strong at a time when people tend to adopt these unhealthy behaviors. So we need to focus on the young because these diseases affect them and because the possibility of adjusting the risk factors is a very great one at that age group.
Alcohol is a major problem in this country. A study done recently illustrated that 2 out of every 10 young people before the age of 15 have tried, used, or are intending to use alcohol in the next 1 year.
Okay, my name is Daniel Ayila Bola, and I am 23 years old. I stay in Nairobi, Kenya. Yeah, I started drinking at the age of around 14. You want to be the coolest in school, and so I tended to join the group that was cool and that used to drink a lot in school. I was suspended from school almost 1 million times because of my drinking. And also it affected my studies a lot. My final grades in high school were not so good. Actually, they were not good at all.
Here we are in Korogocho. This is a village, the second slum in Kenya in terms of size. Even there are some people who don't even go to work. They engage in drinking from morning till evening, and you find that quite a number of families have even broken because of this kind of drinking.
You know, many people, especially in my neighborhood and in my school, we used to compete about who can take the most alcohol.
This is just one of the bases that we have around in Korogocho, and these are the very places that open as early as 5. And by that 5, I mean, you find people streaming in. You find people, young, aged, girls, women.
You know, some of these advertisements that we see on TV bring out the power in you, bring out the best in you, is some of the things that are attached to alcohol amongst the young people. And so that pressure, the cool feeling and the cool kind of standard that young people give to alcohol is what makes many young people take alcohol. I can't say where I would be right now if I continued drinking, because I was drinking large quantities and by now it would just be a cabbage.
If I had to ask governments to do one thing, it would be to address the issue of tobacco seriously.
The developed world has seen only one side of tobacco, which is the smoking forms of tobacco, and that too only cigarettes. Whereas India has myriad varieties of tobacco, and that includes smokeless as well as smoking forms. And in smokeless, the products are so very cheap, which makes the availability and affordability for the young people to experiment at a very young age and to be able to continue even if they are from a very low socioeconomic condition.
मेरा नाम आराधना है, मैं 15 साल की हूँ। मैं नई दिल्ली खिचड़ीपुर 6 ब्लॉक में रहती हूँ। मेरे घर का पता 6/135। हम एक बार हमारे पापा जी बैठे थे और हमारे पापा जी स्मोकिंग कर रहे थे। हमने अपने पापा जी से बोला, पापा जी आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? तो पापा जी ने कहा, मैं दिखता नहीं, मैं बीड़ी पी रहा हूँ। मेरे पापा जी मत पियो, ये बहुत ख़राब चीज़ है। पापा जी को हमने समझाया कि पापा इससे गैंग्रीन, गले का कैंसर, और हमें आप ही को नहीं हमें भी नुकसान हो रहा है, कि आप चाहते हो कि हमारे साथ भी ऐसा हो? पापा जी ने उसी दिन से छोड़ दिया। पैसों की भी बर्बादी होती है, काफ़ी चीज़ों आपको ही नहीं, पैसों की भी बर्बादी होती है कि हम उस पैसे से हम पढ़ नहीं सकते, पढ़ेंगे और भी हमारा ऊंचा नाम होगा, और भी काफ़ी चीज़ों में पैसा काम आ सकता था।
Hriday is an organization that works on health promotion and health advocacy among youth. We try and provide them in schools a curriculum which is life skills based, and we take them through 2 years of curriculum, building up their advocacy skills, their refusal skills, and giving them adequate knowledge about why tobacco use is harmful for their health, for their family, and for their overall development.
क्योंकि उनके मम्मी पापा भी पीते हैं और उनको देखकर बच्चे ये सोचते हैं कि मम्मी पापा पी रहे हैं, शायद ये अच्छी चीज़ होगी तो हमें भी पीना चाहिए। फ्रेंड्स भी पीती हैं तो वो भी एक आध बार बोलते हैं कि पी कर देख कितना मज़ा आता है, तो उससे भी हमें भी थोड़ा अच्छा लगता है कि हम भी एक बार पी कर देखते हैं। 10 में से 7 या 8 लोग इन चीज़ों का सेवन करते होंगे। 7 या 8 लोग मेरी उम्र के तंबाकू, बीड़ी, सिगरेट का सेवन करते होंगे।
Governments do 3 things: taxation, legislation, and regulation. And in that context, these are the things that we're asking governments to do now. We're asking governments to adopt what we call a whole-of-government approach, and not only the health sector, but other sectors in government to be involved.
In the end, the challenge is both collective and individual. The collective challenge is what is society and government as a whole telling and making available to each individual in their society.